How was your experience playing in the States versus the UK?
I think football in England is at a point where it's a necessity, it's culturally significant. It's part of most people's weekends, whether it be playing, like it is fully part of what everyone does on weekends. It is almost like a religion. I don't think we have that quite in America yet. Here, it is a higher economic level sport. I think in England, it is more on the flip side. It is a working class, lower economic scale connection of sport. People who do not earn a lot of money, that's how they're connected to their city. That's how they're connected to their hometown. That's how they're connected to their friends. That's how they're connected to each other. We don't have that here. You know, I spend a lot of time in Atlanta. You go to an Atlanta United game, it's a fantastic experience in terms of like the things that are offered in that stadium and how the games are situated. And so guys go and they have a beer and they have food and they go to see their friends. And so they're starting to get that like mesh of it. It's starting to come on. I think back to my time in Chattanooga, it was a really unique experience to have a 4th division club in America, 2,000, 3,000 at home games. That experience was really unique. Most players in my level would never be able to find. I think the difference is that geographically, there are a lot more people in Chattanooga, Tennessee than there are in certain towns in England. And practically each town in England has a team. That's why the big clubs are so rare. When we played New Orleans away, when I was at Chattanooga, it was us and them competing for the title. And we ended up winning the game away at the Pan Am Stadium in New Orleans, 2-1. You know, we were celebrating as we were sort of clapping them and singing with them and stuff like that. Just a hail of beer cans that were just thrown at us from this group of like 25, 30 drunk New Orleans fans who were kind of annoyed that they'd lost the kind of close game. And we kind of had a laugh about that, being covered in beer, and thought it was quite funny. It's like, man, you don't expect this in NPSL. Then you get into the locker rooms and there's like 1 or maybe 2 showers and they're like behind the locked gate. And so we have to find someone to come and open this gate so we can have a shower before we go back to the hotel. And the guys are all like huffing and puffing. The staff are like, oh yeah, I think he's got the key. Oh, I think they've got the keys. Then they get open and there's absolutely no hot water. The rules back then, you feed the away team in their locker rooms. Typically you give them some pizzas or some local food, and kind of there was like a team of 30 that were there and there was like 4 pizzas to feed us all. It was just kind of a nuts environment. I kind of thought we'd seen it all and been involved in it all in terms of facilities, and that was one that we were just like, didn't think that we'd go to New Orleans and have this experience, but it was just one that we got on the bus and we laughed about and thought about for the rest of that season. It was a fun one.